Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Friday the 21st of February 2025. In today's Millwall news, there's been a bit of a kerfuffle, a bit of a to-do this morning involving the Crystal Palace tickets, which are sold out this morning, and that's probably part of the reason. A lot of upset people, not happy. So sold out. So, what happened? Well, there was some kind of rumour going around. I think it was posted on Facebook. I haven't seen it, but someone posted on Facebook, probably in one of those groups. You know the ones. That the club was not going to be selling tickets online. That they were selling them in person at the ticket office, and that didn't go down well. This is what's supposed to have happened. Tickets were supposed to be on sale from 9:30 a.m. What I think has happened, apparently there's around about 500 tickets left before they went on sale today, apparently about that much, according to some who've seen it. What I think has happened is that there's probably quite a large group of people at the club in person outside the ticket office this morning, waiting to get the tickets. And I think the club probably decided, we should probably start selling tickets to these people first, because there's not 500 here. Because we don't want these people, if we make them wait until 9:30, and then probably 4,000 people online try to get the tickets, as soon as they press the button, they get 20 minutes to complete the sale online. So it might turn out that these 100 or however many people are outside the ticket office won't be able to get a ticket, and then they're right there in our faces and they can shout at us, and that's not going to be good for us. If someone online posts a nasty comment, just turn your computer off and walk away. Or block them and mute them. But if someone is right there in front of you and they're not happy that they didn't get a Crystal Palace ticket, you got the problems that you need to deal with that. So I think what they did is probably they started selling tickets maybe about from 9:15, maybe before then. Obviously, I don't know this for sure. I'm just guessing. And I think that's what sparked the rumour that they were selling tickets online, because somebody probably told them, look, I'm here now. Because obviously we're living the age of your mobile communications. Instantaneous. So someone's probably in the queue at the ground. They've called someone and said, they've started selling tickets, and someone's gone online, and then they're like, I can't buy it online, and then that sparked the rumor that they're only doing in-person sales, which is not true, because there's people mentioning that they managed to get tickets online. I've seen some posts that some people said they got a ticket. They went online at 9:20 and got a ticket. Now, did they go online at 9:20 and then they were on the computer for 10 minutes and then they got a ticket through from at 9:30, or did they buy a ticket at 9:20? That's not really clear. They don't really mention that in that post. But again, if you say the tickets are on sale for 9:30, you should probably sell them at 9:30. If you want to count the people in the crowd and how many tickets they need, maybe just reserve them or put the sales through. I don't know. And then figure it out. But I imagine that's what's happened. Obviously, there are now an avalanche of posts here, there, and everywhere saying, any spare tickets. So, there you go. And, as mentioned, so today was the day that it opened up to all season ticket holders from 540 or under. So that's basically season ticket holders who've been a season ticket holder, I think, at the start of the season or literally just yesterday, if they're still selling season tickets. So the members didn't get a look in, which, was pretty obvious. But there you go. So I guess you probably wait to see if there's any if you really want to go, there are apparently some places doing resales, but it's dodgy in it, and I don't know. I would probably look at trying to get into the hospitality. I mean, because the nature of hospitality, they do let opposition fans buy in hospitality, so obviously it's going to cost you, but I mean, it is what it is. So that happened today, all fun and games. So there you go. What a time to be alive. Now, moving on to this, which may or may not have an impact on Millwall Football Club. I mean, it's I'm going to mention it anyway, because this kind of rattled my brain a little bit. Obviously, I'm not involved in youth football. Not a thing that I'm connected to. Are you? Do you know about this? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? From my point of view, it seems like a bit of a rubbish thing, really. So this is Future Fit, because obviously, if you're doing something, you need to have a fancy name. Updates to Grassroots youth football in England. This is from the FA, but it's from their englandfootball.com website. New steps to improve grassroots youth football in England to be introduced from the 26-27 season. So not next season, the season after. From the start of the 26-27 season, we'll be launching a new progressive framework. Progressive. For grassroots youth football in England, which aims to further improve the experience for young players across the country, giving them more time on the ball, more time on the pitch, and increasing their physical activity levels. That's so possibly also causing them more injuries, shall we say? Possibly. I mean, if they get involved more. Over the past 2 years, we've been working with our stakeholders. It's a cracker when you hear the word stakeholders, don't you? Across the grassroots game to explore the future of youth football, alongside the physical and technical impact of our current formats on young players. The comprehensive consultation process has been enhanced by a study into playing formats for youth players in other European nations and is complemented with our own research and testing within the grassroots game across England. In partnership with Liverpool John Moores University. Who are they? We have studied more than 400 grassroots games from under 6 to under 14 level, which has allowed us to better understand the technical and physical returns of different playing formats for young players and the impact proposed adjustments. So this is what they want to do. Under 7s, so 6-year-olds. They're going to be playing 3 versus 3. Yes, that is correct. 3 versus 3. So, I mean, what the fuck even is that? I guess, what do you even need a goalkeeper? I mean, at that age, I mean, if they can just kick the ball towards an empty net, I mean, that's good enough, isn't it? But 3 versus 3. And then under 18s and under 9s are only allowed to play 5-a-sides. And then under 10s and under 11 teams have to be 7-a-side. And then they want for secondary school children. So secondary school football teams will not be allowed for first and second years, under 12s and under 13s, to be 11-a-side. They have to be 9 versus 9. What is this? Is this utter woke nonsense? What is this? What even formation do you play? Obviously, you've got the goalkeeper, so then you've got 8 outfield, so you play 4-4-3-1, or 4-1-3, or 3-4-1. What formation do you play with 9 versus 9? What is this nonsense? And only from under 14 level are you allowed to play 11 versus 11. So obviously, the point of view, Millwall do have, I think, teams going down to under 9s, because they keep mentioning the Romain Esse transfer that I think they said he was the only player who's been at the club all the way through and then gone on to be in the first team from under 9s all the way through. So this is what they want to do. We will be introducing the following changes and will shortly deliver a series of comprehensive workshops and tools to support all coaches. So there you go, jobs for the boys, we're making all these changes, and then we have to tell you about the changes. So that means we have to spend all this money on all these people to do the job. I think they call that an Hegelian dialect, an Hegelian problem. They come up with the problem and then, we have the solution to the problem. Motherfucker, you come up with the problem. Like, what are you talking about? A new 3 versus 3 entry format for the youngest players in the pathway under 7s level, fielding 3 players on each team to maximise engagement and provide the best introduction to football. I guess, at that age, I've seen some games like that where you see young kids play, and they basically just all run around after the football. It's a bit stupid, so maybe but 3 versus 3, they can't go 5 aside? What is 3 versus 3? Each format will be played 1 year later as players transition through the pathway, including 11v11, which will move from under 13s to under 14s level. Greater alignment with schools, with children playing smaller formats with simplified rules throughout primary school before progressing to 9 versus 9 and more complex rules at secondary school. So they're changing the rules as well. I think they've already done this in terms of there's no throw-ins and you're not allowed to head the ball. They've already started doing that shit. So evolved laws of the game that are age appropriate and best support the overall development of the young player. For example, amendments have already been made to game restarts for under 7s to under 9s to increase ball in playtime. I don't know what that means. So this is obviously, they make a graphic with a smiley face and colours on it. See, hey, it must be good. And they made literally like a digital pamphlet for it, which doesn't work because you try to scroll down and it snaps it back up. So well done with that. And it's full of the old mumbo jumbo and jargon and crap that they keep spouting. But I mean, so what happens now then? Like, if you decide to carry on playing an under 11s 11-a-side team, are you going to go to jail? Are they going to arrest you? Are they going to fine you? I guess it just means you won't be able to get FA funding. But I mean, you probably won't be able to get an official referee, an FA referee. Like, what are they doing? Seems like a load of old shit. But obviously, I don't know. What do you think? And we'll adjust game restarts so there's more ball in playtime and more clock. So you take your kids to a game and you think you're going to be finished in 90 minutes. Oh no, they keep stopping the clock because they want the ball into play more. And probably they talk about complex rules like roll-ons and roll-off subs and stuff like that. They might be doing that, but I don't know. So this is what it is at the moment. So apparently under 12s can't play 11-a-side anyway. It's under 9 versus 9. This is what they got at the moment. And then this is what they want to do. So looks like they're getting rid of 5 futsal anyway. Yeah, so again, no mention of what happens if you don't go with the flow. Like, what's punishment going to be? What are they going to do? Don't know, but I mean, here's another scary thought that one of the reasons why they might be doing this. Obviously, in the 1950s and 1960s, you had the baby boom, and there's a lot of children at the time. They came through and they had children, and then some of them they had less children. Their children, so there's less children. The millennials had less children. The Zoomers having even less children. And in the London borough of Southwark, which is close to Millwall, they don't have enough children to go to their primary schools at the moment. They are closing primary schools. I think they closed 3 last year, and they're going to close 1 next year at least, which is insane because the London borough of Southwark is number 3 in buildings. They're building more buildings than they're the 3rd most in the country. But what are they? They're tall flats for basically drone workers to go and plot up in from either overseas or from the rest of the country. It's not a place to bring a family. It's not a place to raise a family. And people aren't raising families in the London Borough of Southwark. So is this what this is about? But this is nationwide. This is England FA. But is this a problem all over the country that there aren't any kids? So you can't have 11v11 because the kids don't even exist. I don't know, but maybe they're trying to save the clubs. If they can field the smaller teams, they might be able to survive. But I don't know. It just seems a bit weird to me. But then you would imagine, so in an 11v11 you have the team, and then you probably have a few subs. So what happens now? Like that just means you'll have fewer subs. So those players that were around on the subs bench, you probably weren't that good, but they were enthusiastic and they get involved. They're now not going to be around. It's going to be just whittled down to better players, which maybe that's good. Maybe that is good. I don't know, but not what they're saying. They want the children to enjoy the game, but there's going to be less children playing the game. You've literally cut the junior teams to 3 aside. This is utterly ridiculous. So, a little to do with Millwall, I hope. I mean, obviously. So what this is happening? Let's go back. Where did that say that? That's happening. So when you think probably in 5 years' time, we're going to find out in 5 years' time whether this is going to be good for. We're going to start seeing it in our under 18 team, probably under 21s. If this is a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. And it says here primary school and secondary school, but I think that's just in terms of the age ranges. I imagine the clubs have to go along with this. And Millwall do have, teams down to under 9s, so 5 aside for Millwall's under 9s. So if you wanted, again, if you're a parent of a kid and you want your kid to join Millwall, you're hopeful of that, your chances have just been decreased. It's 5 aside now. Man, what are they doing? Put a German in charge of the fucking national team, and now they're cutting kids' legs off. Utterly ridiculous. Is this utter woke nonsense? And talking of woke nonsense, moving on to this. It's been a year. I don't know if that's deliberate in terms of gardening leave or what, but former Millwall Charlton chief executive lands a new role. Yeah, Steve Kavanagh. He has finally got a new job. It's a bit of a weird one. Former Millwall Charlton chief executive Steve Kavanagh has been appointed as the head of specialist sports division, launched by a new international corporate law firm, Gunnar Cook. One word. Gunnar Cook Sport will provide a full service offering to sports clubs and players across all levels and stages of their journey, including legal advice, operations expertise, and sports management. Is that football agent? That's interesting. So they're going to be a football agency with law advice attached. The offering will cover a broad range of areas such as contract negotiation, sponsorship and image rights, regulatory compliance, employment issues, business review and interim support, personal finance and tax, transfer and loan deals, real estate and facility management, and mergers and acquisitions. Sounds like a lot. Both Charlton and Millwall won promotion during Kavanagh's time in charge. Kavanagh commented, "I'm really excited to be joining Gunnar Cook for this unique opportunity. The team have experience working with some of the biggest sports clubs and organisations, and I'm looking forward to bringing them together to create a specialist full-service offering that is completely unique to the market." Daryl Cook, founder of Gunnar Cook, added, With the regulatory environment evolving, there is more pressure on clubs, players and the sports community to do the right thing. They need advice and guidance from trusted advisors. We've been developed Gunner Cook Sport to meet this need. Steve is the perfect candidate to lead the department, having a wide breadth of experience in sports business management, meaning he truly understands the industry's needs. I believe he will help bring a uniqueness to Gunner Cook and our sports work, and we're thrilled to welcome him to the team. So, yeah, that's a bit weird. Basically, it sounds like they're a football agency that's been started by a law firm. Okay, I guess. I mean, good luck with that, I guess. But, there you go. Now, moving on to this. Tom Leahy joins Maidstone United on loan. Millwall Under-21's striker Tom Leahy joined Maidstone United on loan until the end of the 24-25 campaign. Leahy recently completed a loan spell in the Vanarama National League at Woking and now gains more experience with the Stones, who are currently in the Vanarama National League South's playoff picture. Tom will look to be in the Kent Alfred squad this weekend as they take on Bath City. Is it Bath or Bath? At home on Saturday afternoon. Keep up to date with the progress of Tom and the other Lions loanees in millfc.co.uk's weekly Loan Watch feature. Very weird one, because I see on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, he posted that, he was excited about this new chapter, or the next chapter in his career. And it sounds as though this might be possibly a way out, because obviously it's the under-21s and I believe he's 21, so you do the math. He's been on the bench a few times for the first team. I think he has come on, but if you're 21 years old and you're not in the first team squad picture, you have to leave and you have to go and play somewhere else. He's played in the National League with Woking. He did okay at the start, and then I think for some reason he was on the bench, and then Neil Hardley, of all people, former Millwall player, came in as the new manager, and he was kind of out in the cold, and he came back to Millwall. And now he goes to Maidstone, obviously in the league below, so I don't know, obviously, if he's out of contract in the summer, he can talk to Maidstone, but obviously they have to pay training compensation to do a deal, though. We'll see how that works out, but it's maybe, a chance for him to go somewhere where he can play football. So good luck with that. Now, do you want to play football? Do you want to play football on the Millwall pitch? Well, get your money out. Get your wallet out and get your credit card out. And here we go. You can hire out Millwall's pitch for your event. Ever wanted to grace the Hello Turf at the Den? This is your chance! ! With Millwall Football Club's pitch hire facility, turn your dreams into reality and purchase a package today. Whether it's a private event, a work function, or just a bit of fun, the Lions have options to suit your needs as you prepare for the big day. Pitch hire is available from the 27th of April to Tuesday the 20th of May 2025. 27th of April. Hang on a minute. So this is the club giving up. They've decided we're not going to make the playoffs. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking serious? Oh man, this makes me so angry. No, I'm joking. But yeah, was the last game of the season on like the 1st of May, innit? Burnley away. It was the 8th of May, something like that. So, I mean, they're hiring out the pitch if we did get to the playoffs. So they've gambled the dice and rolled it. So it would be funny, if Alex Neil did manage to get the team in the playoffs and they have to scoot and do a go back on that. But obviously they're talking about playing on. They don't mention about playing football on the pitch. So, like, what can you do on a football pitch? Can you hire out for your wedding? Can you get married on the pitch? Probably not. They don't. Wedding venue, to be a wedding venue you need like a special license, so that Millwall would have to get that license. I guess you could renew your vows, so you could have a real wedding somewhere else, and like probably with just you, the two of you, and then a close family, and then you can have like a fake wedding, like renewing your vows on the pitch. Why not? What else could you do? Just have a party, put up a gazebo. Will they let you hammer in tent nails in the pitch. Why not? Why not? What else could you do on the pitch? I don't know. Could you? Well, maybe school sports days, egg and spoon race, sack race. Do they still do that? 3-legged race. Do they still do that now? Probably not. Yeah, it's probably gone awoke now, isn't it? Was probably tofu and spoon race, not eggs. Can't have eggs. You have to be vegan, so it's tofu. But yeah, I mean, there you go. Get creative. Get creative. What can you do if you hire out the Millwall pitch? Interesting. Croquet. Show jumping. I don't know. Whatever you want. There you go. So for more information, go to millfc.co.uk/commercial/pitch-hire. There you go. So I guess that's what you can use is the training. Obviously, if you're playing football, if you're playing a game there, it doesn't specifically say football, does it? It just says Grace, the Hello Turf. Maybe you just want to hire it out for drinks. Yeah, why not? And on that note, no, I'm joking. We've got preview the game tomorrow, haven't we? That's it for the news, but then we're moving on to previewing the game. And this is from livesoccertv.com. Obviously, the game is on television. We know that because it's been moved to a 12:30 kickoff. And yeah, it's going to be on Sky Sports Plus for those of us in the UK and the Irish Republic. If you are around the world, it should be available on Bet365. But if you are in the US of A, the United States of America, it will be on Paramount Plus. So there you go. Also, obviously, if you are around the world, it's available on a Mill TV Match Pass for a one-off cost. Now, this is the historical record of games between Derby County and Millwall. This here is not the first game because we have obviously this is listed alphabetically, and this is actually the first game. This one here, Derby County versus Millwall Athletic, all the way in 1903, and that was a 3-0 defeat in the FA Cup. So that was in March. What would that have been? That probably was that one of the semi-finals that we lost. So yeah, I know. I think it was in 1902. We were in the semi-final against Southampton. So I don't think this was the semi-final. Maybe the quarters. But Derby County was a big team back in the day, and we didn't play in the same league as them until 1966. When you imagine we joined the Football League in 1920 to wait 46 years to play a team. 46 years. That's a long time. That is a very long time. First 3 games against him, all in the FA Cup. 3-0 defeat, 5-0 defeat, but third time of asking, a 2-0 win. A lovely jubbly in 1927, which was a good season for us. Scored a lot of goals in that season. Obviously, the first league game, October 1966, not so good. 5-1 defeat. 5-1 defeat. A year later, managed to get a draw, 3-3, but it did not win up there until 1985. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? So we joined the Football League in 1920. We play 3 league games against Derby County. And on the 4th league game at Derby County, we managed to get a win, and that doesn't take place until 1985 on the 3rd of April. So obviously, probably on the beach by then, weren't they? A 2-1 win in Division 3. What were they doing down there? Well, exactly. Not very good. That's probably why we beat them. And then you can see there's not really any patterns, really. You know, winning, losing, doing a bit of this, doing a bit of that. Obviously, the playoffs lost 2-0. That's not good. In 1994, season after 1995, lost 3-2. So 1st of May 2004, lost 2-0. No surprise. We probably had our eyes on something else going on that year. No doubt. And as you go down, so I think this spell here is the worst in terms of. Now I think that's because around that time Derby County made their way up to the Premier League and they were doing bits and pieces in the Premier League. And when they would come down to the Championship and we would play, obviously they were coming down from the advantageous position of having money from the Premier League. So from here, it's obviously 28th of December 2004, we win that game 3-0, and then after that, we don't win again until 2014, 10 years later. 2006 1-0 defeat, 1-1 in the FA Cup in 2010, 2011 0-0, 2011 in September 3-0 defeat, and the 4th of May 2013 a 1-0 defeat, and then a 1-0 win in March 2014. But recently, obviously, I think since then they haven't graced the Premier League. In fact, I think they've been down to League One and come back up again. And the tables have been turned quite spectacularly, because the last 4 games we have won. To go to an opponent's, obviously they're in their new ground now. Most of these games would have been at the older grounds. In their new ground, in their soulless bowl, 4 games in a row. I think most of these probably would have been under Gary Rowett, would they not? 1-0 in February 2019. 1-0 victory in December 2019. 1-0 victory in March 2021. And a 2-1 victory in February 2022. So 4 games in a row, 4 away games in a row to the same place we have won. Not won and drawn and lost and won and drawn and won and drawn. Won. Victory. Invictus. That is pretty incredible, I should say. Obviously at the moment, they're looking likely to go back down to League One. Not doing too well. So here we go. If we do that, in fact, if we do that, because I want to refresh it, if we do that, last 6 games have we seen? 1 win for them, 1 draw, 4 wins for us. Insanely low scoring. 6 games, 4 goals for them, 5 goals for us, but 9 yellow cards for them, 12 for us. So more yellow cards than goals. That's insane. What's going on? Bit of a tasty game, is it? Now, this is how the table stands right now. We're in 14th place. We're having 10 wins. They are in 22nd. They are in the relegation places. Having won 7, drawn 8 and lost 18. Now, they have scored the same amount of goals as us. 33. We have an attack that is relegation standard. We have a defence that is better than that, which is why we're not in the relegation places. We are able to pick up points because of the defence. 33 goals scored. No bueno. That's not good. If we look at the table, I believe, has it been updated? Yes, it has. Middlesbrough lost today. There were 2 games today. In that, Derby won. Who did they beat? They beat Sheffield Wednesday 4-0, which is good for us because Sheffield Wednesday are in 10th on 45 points and they're on a -8 goal difference. And Middlesbrough played today and they lost to Bristol City 2-1, which is good for us, because if, and I do say if, quite strongly, if, because remember what happened at Plymouth away, if we win tomorrow morning against Derby County, we can go up 2 places. We'll be on 45 points. We'll be on at least 0 goal difference. We will go above Middlesbrough, and we will go above Sheffield Wednesday. And depending on the results at Norwich and Queen's Park Rangers and Watford, we could go up even further. So, like I said, Mill have decided to advertise the pitch for hire during the playoff week. Let's make them regret that. Let's take that as a slap in the face and do something about that. But yeah, win tomorrow. Obviously, if we're one of the early games kicking off, so probably we will go up. Actually, yeah, we will go up. We could. So let's say, I don't know if these other teams. Obviously, I think there's like 4 games kicking off at 12:30 tomorrow. It's fucking Sky Sports Plus, isn't it? So let's say none of these teams are playing. So if we do win, we get 45. We get at least a 0 on a goal difference. We'll go up. We'll go above Middlesbrough. We go above Sheffield Wednesday. We go above Watford. We go above all. So we could go up to 9th place. Wow. Well, at least for a couple of hours until the other games at 3 o'clock kick off. Go up to 9th. Not bad, eh? Okay, let's go back. Look at the form table. Not bad. 6 games. Although, let's have a look at the form table. We have not won in 3. Bit worrying. What's happened there? Have we forgotten how to win? Although one of them was away at Plymouth. It's a long way to go. Home game against West Brom. They're a decent team. They're in the playoffs. Well, they were. And Preston away. Again, another long journey. That was in midweek as well. So, can we still win? Or is this a trend that's carrying on? Don't know. 1-3 drawn, 2 lost ones. We only lost once, though that was the anomaly. Remember the new anomaly. Scoring 7, conceding 8, which is in nearly as many as Derby have conceded in the last 6 games. They conceded 9. They've won 0, drawn 2, lost 4. They've only scored 2 goals in their last 6 games. And their last 6 games are a 4-0 defeat away at Queen's Park Rangers, 0-0 against Oxford, 1-1 at Norwich. That was one of the goals that they scored. Where's the other goal that they scored then? Can we get it out? Oh, Derby. So they lost 2-1 away at Cardiff. They are Derby. So there you go. Let's have a look at the home and away. So obviously they're at home. If we go overall. We want to do that. We want to do that. There you go. Got there in the end. So this is their home form over the whole season. Played 16 games at home. They won 6, drawn 3, lost 7. So again, they either win or they lose. They don't draw. But again, 19. This is our own form. The goals are the same. Their home form is nearly as the same as ours, but with different results, which is quite incredible. Even though we're 16th, they're 21st. If you look at the points, 25 to 21, it's not that different. So you go to all our home games if you're a season ticket holder. You've seen the games. You know how we are at home. That's how they are at home. They've scored 19, conceded 50. Now, our away form. Ooh. Obviously, we've only won the 3 away games. Hopefully, tomorrow's going to be a 4th, but we've drawn 8. So we're hard to beat away. We're hard to beat. Which is incredible when you think of it, because we don't really park the bus. We don't sit to defend. I think it's just because we can't score more than 1 goal. So if you can't score more than 1 goal, especially away from home, you're probably gonna draw the games 1-1. So then again, there you go. But if you look at their away form again, in terms of away goals, we've scored 14 away goals in 16. They've scored 14 away goals in 17, but they've conceded 31, which is why they're at the end of the table and we're in the middle. If we go down and look at home games for them, away games for us, they have not scored a goal in their last 5 games at home. Not a single goal has been scored. But, they have played Leeds, Watford, Sunderland and Sheffield United. And Oxford. Obviously, Gary going back to Derby, probably a big game for him, wanted to get a result. So they failed to score in those 5 games. They did score 2 against West Bromwich Albion on Boxing Day, though. So what do we make of that? I don't know. I don't know at all. Do they have strikers missing out injured? Maybe they do. Now, this is our away form on Millwall, if we look over here. Obviously, the anomaly, the 5-1. Will it stay an anomaly? See, we went to Plymouth, who were in a situation similar to what Derby are, in that Plymouth, in the relegation places, brought in a new manager, although he's been at the club a lot longer before we played them. He turned them around, and they were a different club than the one that started the league under Wayne Rooney. And then we ended up losing 5-1 to them. Derby have just poached John Eustace from Blackburn Rovers, which is insane because he's left a team that he got into the playoffs for Derby County in the relegation places. What's that all about? I think probably because Blackburn's a bit of a basket case of a club run by a couple of Indian chicken sellers. But he's only had one game. This is going to be his second game, or his first home game. First game was a 4-0 defeat. Is this game going to be another defeat? Can he turn it around that quickly? He's seen it up close now. He knows how bad it is. So you would imagine he's got something to say about that and some changes to make. So could they be playing for the draw? I don't know, but I mean, it's not good that, the timing of this, that we get the new guy, the new manager who seems to be better than the old guy. Just as they change managers, just as we're about to play them. Not good at all. Obviously, if you look at Millwall, we've scored. Well, it's a bit mixed bag, really. So all of these games are under Alex Neil. These are all Alex Neil games. 3 clean sheets away at Luton, Portsmouth, and Leeds. Not bad. Not bad. Obviously, here's the thing, though. The Portsmouth game, who's in goal? It was Roberts. The Leeds game, who was in goal? It's Roberts. So both of these clean sheets away from home in these last 6 games have come when Roberts was in goal. Coincidence? Maybe. And the first game back for old Jensen, he ships 5 goals. And then the goal, see, a lot of people blaming him for the Preston goal. Couldn't really see the ball, but again, there are none so blind as those that shall not see. Is one goalkeeper better than the others? Does it matter? Here's the thing: in training, one may be very much better than the other, but when you play him in a game, it's a different story. And the results speak for themselves. And we are playing Crystal Palace next week. I assume, and we assume, that Roberts goes back in for that because he's been given the FA Cup games. Now, here's a conundrum. If they do put him in for Crystal Palace and he plays a blinder and we win the game, if we keep a clean sheet against a Premier League team, hello? And here's another thing. If he decides to put Jensen in for that game because he thinks Jensen's a better goalkeeper and Jensen has a fucking nightmare and he blunders against Crystal Palace and we lose, Jensen is going to be finished in the eyes of the fans. He's going to be cooked. He's going to be roasted. It's going to be done for him. So, again, what do you do? What do you do? Here's the strengths and weaknesses. Obviously, they've got a lot more weaknesses, which is no surprise because they're at the bottom of the table. Here's the styles of play. And match forecast. Derby will steal the ball from the opposition often, and Mill will steal the ball from often. Yeah, exactly. Wow, that sounds like a really good game to watch then, isn't it? 2 teams losing the ball. Fantastic. Good stuff. Glad I have to wake up super early and get ready for that. Now let's move on to the prediction from WhoScored.com. A lot of injuries there for Derby County. Are they all? Is that accurate? Injury list for Mill, that is accurate. Pretty much. There have been under 2.5 goals scored in 21 of Mill's last 26 games. Yep, good defence and we struggle to score. Makes sense. Derby have failed to score in 6 of their last 8 matches in the Championship. So that includes home and away. So they can't score for love nor money. Millwall have won their last 4 away matches against Derby in all competitions. Yeah, we showed you that the other day. And currently, according to this, a Millwall win is 3.3 on Bet365. Wow, that's interesting. Prediction. John Eustace's spell in charge of Derby got off to a nightmare start last Friday night as Carlos Corberan's QPR dismantled the Rams in a 4-0 away defeat. Saturday's hosts have failed to score in 6 of their last 8 Championship fixtures and are winless in 10, heading into Game Week 10. It's not Game Week 10. What does that mean? Game Week 10. It's not Game Week 10. We're like 34 games into the season. Mihailo Ivanovic's first half free kick wasn't enough to seal a victory away at Deepdale on Tuesday night as Emil Reese's earned Preston a point in a 1-1 draw in Lancashire. Millwall are now winless in 3 as they travel to Pride Park, although they will take confidence from their host struggles. And they predicted Derby 1, Millwall 2. I don't know. This is again, these kind of things. They're winless in 10. And they're bottom of the table. They're in the relegation places. Well, you know what's going to happen. And here's another thing. Obviously, at the start of the story, the main story was about the Crystal Palace tickets. All of the fans, everyone's talking about the game next week. Are the players affected by this as well? Are they looking forward to the game next week? What else have you got to look forward to? Like, the club's already they're hiring out the pitch on the playoff week. The club is saying you're not going to make the playoffs. Again, like this kind of like the players are already on the beach. They only need 3 more wins to get to 50, and then they're guaranteed to stay up. Are they looking forward to Crystal Palace next week and not really bothered about this game again, which is not ideal because I think it's going to be a bit of a scrap and a bit of battle. But it's good to see Mihailo Ivanovic is our top scorer, or joint top scorer. Let's hope he scores tomorrow and he can go out top. Let's move on to the next one. Final prediction. This is from sportsmole.co.uk. We're not going to read all this. You can read it if you want. Pause it and have a read. Or just go to the website sportsmole.co.uk. Yeah, I think this is their striker. He's injured. Corey Blackett-Taylor. He's injured, so that's why they haven't scored. Which is another thing, like, you could see the amount of attackers that we brought in January. Because when you have 1 or 2 attackers injured, you're screwed. Cool. So, they say Derby County 1, Millwall 0. They're going with, the obvious upset. With their winless run close to in the 2-month mark, Derby will be desperate to put on a positive showing during Eustace's debut in the dugout at Pride Park. The Rams have been fairly good in the East Midlands this season, so we are backing them to narrowly edge past the attentions of Millwall on Saturday. Wow. Derby County 1, Millwall 0. Again, shocking result considering where we are and where they are and what we've done and what they've done. Obviously, and the injuries they've got, how are they going to get that goal? Now, can they keep us quiet? But I mean, again, it's one of those, man. Like, you could see it. If you're a Millwall fan of any standing of years, you can see us losing this game. You could see it happening. It wouldn't be a shock and it wouldn't be a surprise. You would still be annoyed and you would still be pissed off. But again, and I said this in the previous video. I said this after the 5-1 defeat. To Alex Neil, you beat Crystal Palace in the league. We could lose this game 5-0, and as long as Alex Neil beats Crystal Palace last week, all will be forgiven. 100%. But then, like I said, if Robertson's in goal for Crystal Palace, that creates its own problem that needs solving. In that our number 1 is our number 2 and our number 2 is our number 1. And we can see it and they need to deal with that as well, which should be fun. My prediction, I am going to go Derby County 1. Millwall 3. I think we're going to 2-1, 3-1. I think now that we know Ivanovic can take free kicks, maybe he can score again, although, he's probably going to take them and he's never going to score a free kick ever again for us. It would not surprise me. But we wait to see. Again, I think Negley starts in this game. I think he didn't bring him on against Preston because it was a bit of a scrappy game. I think maybe Negley gets the start in this game sorry about that, because they did strip him off and he was ready to come on and they stood him down. So maybe he starts in this game with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder and he said, oh yeah, okay, well let's fucking go then. A hat-trick from Negley. Obviously we got Coburn back. I don't expect him to start. Probably Ivanovic will start and Coburn will come off the bench because obviously he's not match fit. But if we've got Aziz on one side and Negley on the other, and Kundle in the middle, come on, let's go, let's have it. What are they going to do? They're going to defend against that? I don't think they can. So we're going to score at least one goal, and I can see us scoring at least 2 or 3 more. 3-1. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.